Hello everyone and welcome to Kim's Cozy Corner. Y'all, it's cold out here. So we need to get all of those summer crops in for the year so that we don't lose those crops. Hi everyone, welcome back. I am in Southwest Ohio. I am in Zone 6B and we've had multiple heavy frost already. And like this morning, it was like 39 degrees. The day before that was like 37. Like the low temperatures are in the 40s. The high temperatures are not getting out of the 50s these days. So with that being said, y'all, we're going to call it end of season for our summer crops. And I am going to harvest everything that's considered a summer crop and a few things that aren't considered summer crops because y'all, they're just ready. And that's what we're going to do today. We are going to start putting the summer garden to bed. So I figured we'll start right here in this elevated raised bed. In this elevated raised bed, y'all, I've pretty much already transitioned everything over to cool season crops. I have my lettuces here, y'all, and this is some nice lettuce right here that are coming in. I have more lettuce here, and some of this is like romaine lettuce, some of it's loose leaf lettuce. It can handle the frost that are coming in. I have some spinach right here that I need to harvest. I'm not harvesting that today. I have some cabbage over here, more carrots, and then down on the end, I had beans, but y'all, they've already dried up and called it quits, so we're not gonna worry about down there. But I do have some carrots in here. That's a cool season crop, but y'all, they've been in here a very long time. So we're gonna go ahead and get some of these carrots out, and then we will head over to the main garden area, and that's where we're gonna spend most of our time today. Now this carrot right here, I planted not that long ago. Now carrots, let's talk about carrots just for a minute. Carrots like a little frost. Frost will actually make your carrots a little sweeter even. So if you got time to leave your carrots in and let them get hit with a little bit of frost, I guarantee you, you'll have a better tasting carrot. Now the carrots I have just to the side of me over here, I'm gonna leave them in and see if we can get them a little thicker. But I will focus on these carrots behind me here. And the carrots that I have growing right here, y'all, they've been in here too long. Let me just be honest, too long. And I think they're ready to go to seed even. Oh, look at that, y'all. I believe this is my biggest carrot ever. Now, this was a different name brand for me this year. I'm going to put it up right here. And I intentionally wanted this name brand because I was hoping to get this kind of carrot out of here. And this is a good storage carrot from my understanding. So I am going to definitely be growing this one again. Y'all, look at that. Woo, y'all, that looks good. Now, I almost waited a little bit too long because I'm looking at the tops of this. It's telling me that I may have waited too long, but we've had some frost as well. So this carrot's happy. Y'all, look at that. Like, which one of these two carrots do you want, right? I want this one for a storage carrot, but this is the kind of carrot that I want when I'm making those delectable, whole carrot meals because they're nice and tender and sweet and they come with a whole bunch of different colors. Let's see if I can get any more like that. I'm not holding out for it, but if I get it, great. And if not, we'll take these rinky-dink ones too. Because this side has been going a long time, y'all. So we got to get them out. Now that's short and fat. Oh, well. At least I got one really nice one from out of here. These short ones, they eat just as fine, just as well, right? They still eat. They'll still have a great taste. And that's all I got left in this spot. Now, I had already harvested some from over here weeks and weeks ago. So now, let's move on over to the main garden area and work on all of that other stuff that I've been talking about. I am on my way over there, y'all, but these collard greens, y'all, they look good. They look good. I don't see any damage on them. And I've been away a lot, so I haven't really been giving them a lot of attention. But y'all, they're looking good. collard greens, cool season crops. They can handle frost. And so I don't even have to put a frost cover on this yet. But if we start dipping down into like the 20s or something crazy like that, I could put a frost cover on it. And GreenStalk actually has a frost cover that you can get for this particular situation. But I'm not in that situation just yet. Let's keep moving. Y'all see that pile right there? This is all of the garden waste, the green matter and sticks and twigs and everything that I will be using in the new garden space as I add in the new metal raised beds. So this is just where we're piling it all so we can get it in the new raised beds. But we are going to focus on this next. Since I'm already in the carrot mood, I wanted to see how these are doing, because I tell you, lately they just kind of like sprouted up out of nowhere. I feel like they're probably too thick in some places. Ooh, they're too thick in a lot of places. But let's see if there's anything here worth getting. And I don't think so, but they're too thick. That's a purple one right there. They're too thick though, they're on top of each other. So I'm going to have to go ahead and remove some of them anyway, just so the others will have room to grow. Here's another one. I don't remember the name, but if I find it, I'll put it up here for you. I get all these baby ones out to make space for these others so we can get us a nice carrot out of here later. All right, that's feeling better. Made room for a couple really nice ones. All right, let's check this one. Again, the same kind of issue. They are too close together. I'm just thinning the carrots. That's all I'm trying to do. Not really trying to harvest, but if it's large enough, we're going to take it inside. It's like the weather cooled off and they got so happy. That's a decent size one right there, but it's all twisted up with another one. All right, I think I've thinned it out a little bit so we can get some more later. Now, that's two good pockets. And then this pocket here, y'all, I wasn't even trying to put carrots over here. That's weird. All right, I got all the carrots I'm going to get today from this spot anyway. Let's move over and grab all of the carrots in one other area, and then we will harvest something else. Here's my little carrot harvest. It's not much, but I put carrots over here and I thought they didn't come up, honestly. I forgot about them. I thought they didn't come up. And then here they are. All four of them, not many, but we'll take it. And my family doesn't eat a lot of carrots, not a lot, but yeah, we do like carrots mixed in with our food here and there along the way. So I think I got all of them from this spot here. And there were supposed to be some there, and I don't see any. So I think that's it, y'all. I got lettuce growing over there. Lettuce shouldn't be growing over there. Anyway, that's it from a carrot standpoint. Now, let's harvest something else. So before I completely move on to harvest something else, I just want to kind of show you all of the different colors of carrots that we're harvesting today. And we didn't get them all because I don't need to get them all. But now we are going to focus on something else. And that's going to be tomatoes. So y'all, I've probably lost some tomatoes because of how cold it's gotten, but we're going to harvest all tomatoes. It doesn't matter if they're green, red, whatever. We're taking all of them in. And at this point in the season, if the tomatoes are green, I'll give them away so people can make fried green tomatoes. It makes a good green salsa as well, but I don't plan on making any salsa, so we'll probably give them away. But we're harvesting all tomatoes right now. And I got some still trying to grow here, some little baby ones. I got blooms in October. You might as well say November because it's late in the month as it is. But we're going to yank all of this out next weekend anyway. My brother's coming back to help me, y'all, so we can knock this garden out. I've been trying to do it by myself and I just don't have the time. So my brother's gonna come help me so we can go ahead and get this stuff out. Now, some of these tomatoes are starting to turn. I'm gonna put those on the table. We'll keep letting them turn inside. They'll still have really, really good taste since they're already blushing. On my live feed a few days ago, people asked me if I could only grow 2 tomatoes, what would it be? And one of them was the Big Mama because it's a paste tomato, it's meaty, it has very little seeds and that kind of stuff. This is a Big Mama right here. It's a paste tomato. And this one's not even ripe yet, but if you can see the size of this, can you imagine what it was going to look like when it was done? Here's another Big Mama right there. They've always done really well in my garden. So that was one of the 2. All right, let's move over here and get the rest of these tomatoes. I'm not grabbing cherry tomatoes. I will just leave those out here and we'll come back and get them later. I don't think there's going to be that many tomatoes to even get, to be honest with you. Here we go. Now this hasn't been my best tomato season, but I've gotten more than enough to eat and more than enough to share, and I'm still freezing tomatoes. What I do is freeze the tomatoes until I'm ready to do something with them. So we wash them, we core them, we put them in freezer bags, we throw them in the deep freezer, and then this winter when I have more time, we will process those tomatoes. I'm still eating tomato sauce, pizza sauce, hot tomatoes, all of that kind of stuff from 2023. So I really needed to calm down this year, so I gave more away than I normally do. But we will be doing some canning of tomato projects here. Probably I'm gonna be honest with you, it's probably gonna be December before I get to it. So if you wanted to do some canning products with tomatoes, I have a preserving playlist out there and you can see some of the ones that I've already done in past seasons. But y'all, too bad I couldn't wait for this to ripen. Boy, that's a tomato right there. This is a super steak. Super steak is probably the largest tomato I grow. It is meaty. It's got a traditional tomato taste, but it's not my favorite tomato. I would have to say Cherokee Purple is my favorite tomato, but this is one of the biggest, meatiest tomatoes I grow. That's red anyway, and it's perfect for a tomato sandwich, which I eat a lot of during the summer months. Y'all, I said it was cold out here, but I'm about to break a sweat. Man, this plant right here is the most amazing tomato plant, I tell you. I put that super steak in just the right place, just the weather didn't cooperate. Y'all, look at this. These are all, there's a few more in here. I think this is 1, 2. These all came off of this one plant right here. And we've been harvesting tomatoes like this for a few weeks off of this corner here. But you can see it's not very happy these days. The weather is not very nice to it. Now with my garden redesign, I am still going to make sure that I have some kind of bed right here in this space so it can enjoy that hot evening sun, because this is probably where I'm going to harvest the longest from a summer crop standpoint with tomatoes. So this will always be a home for tomatoes in some way, shape, or form. I think that's all the tomatoes over here. Let's go grab the 1 or 2 that I have over in the orchard. And I think we're done with tomatoes for the season anyway, outdoors anyway. So let's take these over to the other area. And y'all, this is heavy. Now this is not a light harvest. This is pretty heavy. When I tell y'all this has been the weirdest year for okra. Like y'all, these okra plants are still producing. Like there are flowers back here, y'all. I can't explain it, especially since it's only 43 degrees right now. I don't have many left. These tomatoes have been going almost for a year out here. I am so proud of these tomatoes. Y'all did your job. You did good. You did real good. Okay. All right. So this is the tomato harvest, the last tomato harvest for outdoors this year. And y'all know I'm going to give you the weights of everything here in just a few minutes, but we got to keep harvesting for now. Not that I have anything that I need to harvest right here at this moment, but since I'm here, I wanted to show you this plant. So these are my Brussels sprouts. Brussels sprouts, cool season crop. The sprouts are starting to come in down here. They're small, but they are there. They're coming in. And y'all, this is one of my most cold hardy crops out here. I've seen I'm in 6B, I think it's zone 7A, that I've seen people harvesting Brussels sprouts in the snow before. So very hardy plants. But the one thing that I find is when I get to this time of the season, y'all, they want to land and bend and lay over. And so I intentionally am pushing these so they'll lay over that way instead of to the front. At least that's what I'm trying to do. Oh, goodness. Y'all, potato. We don't need potatoes growing right here, not right now. Anyway, by them leaning backwards, I can keep harvesting broccoli right here. And if y'all remember, I just stuck this in the ground. It didn't have any roots on it, and it's giving me just a little bit of broccoli. We actually enjoyed broccoli yesterday with a wonderful steak dinner with my family, and it was quite delicious. So anyway, just wanted to show you a cool season crop that I planted like in May. I think I planted them in May. And here it is the last week in October, and they're still going strong. Very happy plants. Love this weather. So I don't know what happened, but this broccoli plant got sheared off as well, just like that one. Let's see if I can do it again, y'all. I'm gonna stick it in the ground. And let's see if we can make it grow again, like we did the last time. That might not work again, y'all. I might got lucky, but I'm gonna stick it here because there are only 2 beds that I'm gonna keep going all winter long. This is one of them. Well, as long as possible, I should say. This is one, and let me show you the other. Okay, I said one other bed. I meant 2. Anywhere where I got big cabbage like this trying to come in, and y'all, this is a massive cabbage plant that's just now starting to head up. We will keep this one going as well. And there's 2, 3, 4. There are 4 plants over here in this bed. And so hopefully we'll get some cabbage, cool season crop, late in the season. Now, let me show you the last bed. This is the last bed that I'm going to try keep going as long as possible. Not only do I have cool season crops in here with cabbage and turnip greens and mustard greens and lettuce and Korean radish in the back there, which are all cool season crops. But I also have this greenhouse cover from Vego Garden that I can lower and keep a warmer temperature inside this bed so I can grow even longer. Now they have the insect netting that will fit over the same frame, but they now have this greenhouse cover as well. And so I am going to try my best to push the limits on this bed. I've already closed the back side. The only thing I got open right now is the front side. And when it gets really cold, y'all, I'm going to take this down every night. And I'm going to close it up to make sure I can keep it warm on the inside. So this one, I'm really going to try to push the limits. And I think I'm going to bring another one of those, I'm going to bring another one of those cabbages over here because I see a couple spots where I can put that cabbage in here to give it a little more space. I'll be right back. You see, I just picked it up, root and all, dirt and all. I just picked it all up together, and we are going to put it in that back. Let me open that door back up. Actually, I'm going to put it right here. There it is. It's in there, y'all. Everything is in there. So now I have six cabbage in there. They looking pretty good, y'all. Now I probably should water this in, but that's another day. Let's see if I can get enough water. Probably not. Nope. Anyway, I need to water it in because I transplanted that cabbage plant. Need to water it in. I'll do that later. Right now, y'all, we need to keep getting these vegetables because it's cold. Y'all, I'm getting ready to call it quits on the tomatoes. Look what they done did. They done picked a tomato up and put it on their perch so they can enjoy this tomato. Okay, y'all, we're gonna work on sweet peppers next. Mom harvested all of the hot peppers. We used all of those hot peppers in our hot sauce canning video, which if you haven't seen, you should be seeing it pretty soon because these are happening about the same time. But she didn't do the same thing for sweet peppers. And so we're gonna grab all of the sweet peppers right now. And then, y'all, we have to get these sweet peppers in the house. Oh, see, this one got frost damage. This pepper isn't any good because the frost got to it. We'll just throw it over there, let it compost. Peppers, summer crop. They don't like that frost. You know, a light frost, you know, it might kill a few leaves or whatever. It might bounce back, but we've had some pretty nice frost here lately. And it definitely got to that pepper. But the rest of these are looking pretty good. So we're going to harvest everything. And we're going to start thinking about, if I don't get it done today, it'll be another video, but we're going to start thinking about how we overwinter for the fourth year. I think it's the fourth year. I'm lost count, y'all. A few tiers. Ooh, that one might not be any good. A few tiers so we can get them in the house for overwintered peppers. And y'all look, frost damage on a lot of these. A lot. That one might be able to be saved. It was just a little bit in one corner. And I still got blooms over here as well. Interesting. It looks like the frost got everything that's up high. And down here, it looks like we got some things that survived the frost. Bell peppers, all sweet peppers at the end of the day. They're all sweet. Now we're taking everything. Green, whether it's turned or not, we're taking everything. Y'all, I might make another batch of hot sauce. I just might. I was showing the hot sauce to my son-in-law, and I'm like, look, I got a year's supply. He said, that's a month's supply. And I was like, oh my. I was hoping it was a little more than that. So I might have to make a little bit more. And I don't have that many peppers left. Actually, I don't have any peppers left other than what I'm harvesting now, or what my mom harvested last week while I was out of town. So it'll be a green hot sauce because I don't have many reds left. So while I'm down here, let me just go ahead and tell you about how I go about this. Now, I'm not sure which tiers I'm going to be taking in other than the one that I've taken in every year for 4 years. So with the exception of that tier, I haven't decided which other tiers I'm going to take in. So the first step for me is to cut this stuff back to where the main stem is, where it's splitting into a couple different directions. At least this is how I do it. I'm sure there are other ways. Make sure you cut just below a node. So here's a node right here. I mean, just above, not below, just above the node, and then you should get sprouts from just below it. I really want to cut that one farther back though. That's going to be too tall. All right, we're going to have to go a little farther back. But there's more nodes here. Oh goodness. That goes up. Well, it's going to have to come down. And I will follow this process with all of them. And then from here, I will determine which tiers have the most or the best options to take inside, and which ones we're going to leave out here and just let the weather take over. Okay, this looks like a tier. Oh yes, y'all, we got to take this one in. This one has to go in. This will be the second year on this tier right here. So this one's going in for sure. I can tell because it's brown. It's like a white, thick brown. That tells me that this is not the first year that it's been out in the garden. I think it's going to be 1, 2, and 3. Oh man, this one I took this one in last year. That's a super old one. Oh y'all, I'm struggling. Maybe 1, 2, and 3. I want to take 3 in. Now I got to figure out which 3 it's going to be. I thought I knew the answer. I didn't. When I take my peppers in to be overwintered, I don't take them in with peppers on, right? I usually cut the leaves almost all the way back on them. Initially, I don't try to get peppers on them. It's about building a stronger root system is what I'm thinking at first. And then once that root system gets nice and strong, all of a sudden, y'all, the peppers start coming in, and then I'm harvesting peppers all winter long. We will compost all of these peppers, so don't worry about that part. Nothing's going to waste. I think last year I took in 4 tiers. I didn't want to take 4 tiers in this year, y'all, but I may have to. Ooh, I may have to, y'all. I may have to take the whole thing in. So I'm having a hard time deciding who gets to stay and who has to go. I'm taking the whole thing in. I've decided the whole thing is going in. I can't decide. And now there's going to be some spots that don't have anything in it though, right? So I got a couple pockets that don't have anything in it that's supposed to be in it anyway. Ooh, some crawling up my leg, y'all. That's dead. It ain't going to do nothing. And you're just taking it in to take up space. One of the issues with taking these indoors is that you have to be worried about bringing pests indoors with your plants. That is something you have to watch out for. So when I'm indoors, I have to use my neem oil and my aphid spray and all of that kind of stuff so that the pests don't come in and take over, the insect pest, fungus, gnats, that kind of stuff. So I had to keep spraying. I sprayed about once every week or 2 to keep those things out of my home. I think that's about right. If I didn't see anything, I didn't spray anything. But if I've already knew that there was an infestation, then I sprayed every 2 or 3 days until I didn't see an infestation anymore. And this isn't in my main level of my home. I don't keep this on the main floor, my living room, kitchen areas, or nothing like this. It's in my basement, in my grow room, away from everything else. It'll sit in my washroom for a week or 2 until I got time to get to it. So when I say it's away from everything else, it really is. All right, y'all, let me stop talking and let's get this stuff done since I'm over here doing the step that I said I wasn't going to do. So there are peppers up here. All right, y'all, that's it. That's it. It's done. All I'm going to do to it. I have some empty pockets. I think I got all of the dead stems out. And y'all, I'm going to take all 4 in. I have to take all 4 in because these are too good to leave out here. I got 2 or 3 in every pocket that I don't want to lose. And so we're going to take all 4 in. That's the plan. We're going to take all 4 in, but just not right now. I've already cut them back. My plan is to just take all of the tiers down and move them indoors into my basement area. And I'm going to go ahead and treat with neem oil immediately as soon as I take them in to try to kill off any insects that I take in. Another option, which I've seen in the gardening channel with James Pigioni, I've seen him take his pepper plants out and clean off the root system, right? Instead of taking the soil and everything in, clean off the root system and put it in fresh, sterile soil. I saw that, I think, last year sometime. But I'm taking it in just as is, and then I'm going to deal with the pest if the pests become an issue. And that's my plan because I don't have a lot of time. When you're only home a day and a half to 2 days for 4 or 5 straight weeks, you got to do the best you can do with the time that you have. So that's the plan. Peppers are done. Let me show you what I got. Oh, wait a minute. There's a few more in a couple other places in the garden, but this will be the last big harvest of sweet peppers. So let me grab the last couple that I have. Beans, y'all, beans, beans, beans are everywhere. Beans, beans. I'm not harvesting beans, y'all. I'm not going to do that. Let me go get the rest of the peppers though. All right, let's see. These are hot peppers, serranos. Ooh, some pretty flowers that shouldn't be blooming right now. They should be done. It's a cabbage. Let's look at this one. Here's one. It's a bell pepper. I think that's it. All right, y'all. Here's our end of season harvest. End of season. Basket of sweet peppers, just a handful of beans and a couple hot peppers, a basket full of tomatoes, y'all. And most of these are green. That'll make a really, really nice fried green tomato for somebody, not me. I don't eat it. And like I said, just a few green beans and a handful of carrots. That's it. That's all we got today, y'all, for our end of season harvest. Now, most likely, y'all, I'm going to give most of this away. I have a neighbor just behind me here. She's 94 years old. She was one of the first neighbors who welcomed me into the neighborhood almost 20 years ago, and she's 94 now. She doesn't talk much. Her mind is still there, and we took some veggies up to her about 3 weeks ago. We took some more up to her last week, and I'm probably going to give her some of these as well. She loves fried green tomatoes, so I'm going to make sure she has some of those. And the key is, when I took the vegetables up there to her the first time, I was afraid that she wasn't even going to remember me, but she did. She did. Miss Joni remembered me, and she just smiled when I said, "Do you remember me?" She just smiled at me. And so as we were talking about the vegetables that I was giving her so she could enjoy and everything, I had everything but potatoes. And I asked her, "You want me to go get you some potatoes too?" And she gave me the biggest smile. So y'all know I went and gave her some fresh potatoes as well. And then while I was out of town last week, Mom took some up to her, and I'm going to make sure she gets some again this week. Y'all, that's what life's all about, right? It's about giving and helping others. My pantry is flooded with food. There is no reason for me to not share this with my friends and family and my neighbors. So something to think about as you are harvesting vegetables and thinking about what to do with your abundance. So anyway, let's get back to this. So this is everything I harvested today, plus the harvest last week while I was out of town that Mom harvested. And this is the total weights. This will probably be the last time this year that you get total weights on summer crops. Now we still got broccoli and cauliflower, maybe there's a cauliflower over there. And we got cabbage and Brussels sprouts and some more carrots and some more greens and some more lettuce. But the summer crops, y'all, they're done. Now, those green beans over there might try to give me one or two, but next weekend I'm going to cut them all out so I won't even see them. But that's it for now, the total weights. I'll come back in a later video and give you the total weights for the year as well. We're finished with sweet potatoes. We're finished with our white potatoes. So we're finished with everything except for cool season crops out here at Kim's Cozy Corner. And now we are going to start concentrating indoors. So in the next 3 weeks or so, maybe a month or so, you're going to start seeing more videos indoors, because we're going to try to put this garden to bed, with the exception of the 3 beds we talked about, next week when my brother comes to visit. So until next time, and I hope there will be a next time that you choose to hang out at Kim's Cozy Corner with me. See you back again real soon. Bye.